Hey gang, and welcome back to the Tavern. We're back tonight with the HeckRazors on the island of Miyamoto. But before we get into all that, we've got a few announcements to take care of first. And kicking things off, a word from tonight's sponsor. We've talked about Impassable Creations a lot on the channel. We've shown you pictures from their website, but does that even really do it justice? Of course not. Without further ado, we've got Bane. We've got Hypnotic Pattern. We've got Moonbeam. And we're not stopping there. They've got stickers, they've got awesome initiative trackers, they've got plushies and scrunchies, all to keep your dice feeling fine and your table on track. So hop on over to impassablecreations.com today and grab something. But don't forget to use our code YBIT24 at checkout for 10% off your order. It really helps us out as well. Next, we've got Kat with some merch news. Kat?
Hey, yeah, that's right. We've got some HeckRazors merch to finally share with you all. From our California Classic collection, we've got this awesome new design featuring our new character art by Tommy Thornberry slapped on some premium tees and hoodies. And then, inspired by our California Classic collection, we've got something that resonates deep within my soul. Our new Heckin' Tired collection featuring our bestest boy George, wearing his new art by Tommy Thornberry. Check out the whole line and a wide selection of premium styles today at You Begin in a Gift Shop. Link in the description below.
And make sure you've liked and subscribed. And then grab your friend's phone to make sure they've liked and subscribed. And then hit that bell icon to get notified each time an episode premieres.
So, without any further ado, let's dive in with the HeckRazors to the Legends of Abhaile. So, yeah, alright, welcome back. When we last left off, you all were exploring the city of Aenstria, far to the east of Shalla's home on the island of Miyamoto. After a bit of shopping, funded by the vast coffers of the Novanarchy, Aenstria's kind of ruling body of mages, you set off towards the Pearlescent Key, which is the home of Vargo's old confederate, Barnabas. When you were set upon by assassins from the shadows. It wasn't really the shadows, it was an alleyway, don't worry about it. After a bloody, painful fight, a figure high on the rooftops fired an arrow to silence the last assailant before they could be questioned. So we pick up from there. You hear in the distance the whistles and shouts of guardsmen running towards the sound of conflict. There are bodies strewn around about you, and the sun has just dipped fully below the horizon. So, what are we doing?
To make sure that I'm going to make sure that I'm trying to stay as out of sight as possible, but I'm looting those bodies, seeing what I can find.
Okay. Roll me an investigation.
While he's doing that, how close are the can I tell how close the guards are?
Roll me a perception, Scylla.
Yeah, because I think if they're a bit close, we might want to hurry up digging through pockets. That might not look too good.
Well, I only got 6, so I don't think I'm going to find much.
I'll go through them real quick. The one that just got shot in front of him.
Okay, cool. So let's do this in order of So Corvin, you find a handful of gold pieces across the pocket of him and the few guys around. Nothing else. It's kind of creepy. Their clothing is like fully spook. Like they've got the tags cut out. They got very little on them. The dude, though, Corvin, does have, at a point you're able to see it, the curved, kind of nasty dagger that he had been shanking Shalla and Vargo with.
No.
It is it's just chill in there. Gold fixtures on the grips and whatnot, with kind of like a skull worked into the pommel.
Ooh, no. I'll take that.
God,
Might be worth something later.
And then Scylla with a 17 perception check. You are fantastic. You remember not too awful long ago walking through the gates to this section of the city. There's probably the way the key's laid out and the way this is laid out. They're probably a half mile away from you. It's kind of a weird, like, bendy situation that actually drops some, like, altitude. So there's a little bit of, like, a switchback where you have to go down a segment and then go down another segment to be on your level. So they're coming. So somewhere between, like, a call it a third mile. That works better. They're running
All right,
away.
are we gonna? Okay. Are we gonna stay here and explain the situation, or are we gonna get out of here?
But real quick,
We should probably.
I was gonna say,
go ahead.
real quick, Vargo, on your roll, just to resolve that as well before I forget. There is definitely a handful of gold coins again, so we'll say Corvin 6, Vargo 5, and that guy had he had a short sword that's nothing special. He had a short bow, he had a hand crossbow. And he also has pretty much nothing else. Is like completely scrubbed clean. But the interesting thing with him, Vargo, is that there is an arrow shaft sticking out of his chest that was fired by that dude that popped up on the rooftop to silence the dude.
Corvin looks over at Vargo and goes, "Looks like someone else has got your design," as he points at the hand crossbow.
Yeah, it's concerning that they were apparently waiting for us as well.
Well, yeah, that too.
Got some weird stacker person copying. Did we? Sorry, you said it was an elf on the rooftop?
On the rooftop,
Or-
yes. Yeah, it looked like it was. From this distance, it was hard to tell. If I remember correctly, the roll was kind of a little sketchy. So he was probably an elf or a half-elf, something.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to pull out that crossbow bolt, and then we should probably get out of here.
So important distinction. Just so the thing that he shot to kill the dude is an arrow, but it's easy enough to extract. It's interesting arrow.
Oh, he didn't have a crossbow?
No, he had a bow.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, you easily get that out of there. The guards, though, from the sound of it, are starting to get closer, so you guys might want to make a game time decision on stay or go.
Let's
get out of here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and VV.
Yeah.
Can we? Oh, yeah, never mind. I
Let's
was
make
gonna
like
say-
three. Get out of here.
Never.
Okay, so Vargo, you would know too from where you're at now. You're like 3 or 4 blocks tops from old Barney's shop, so you'd definitely know how to get you guys off in the right direction.
Yeah, let's link over there.
And just for the sake of it, it's up this way, but we'll not move just so that I don't have to but it's fine. But yeah. Are you guys just kind of busting ass down the road, or are you guys gonna try and like slink?
Quickly and quietly. Just how
Quickly.
Shalla would be trying.
Quickly and quietly, I think cancels it
Yeah.
out at normal, so that's cool. But You guys make it down the street, in the Crystal Heart district, and then closer towards the Crystal Heart district in the Key. There was a lot more people around. It was a lot more densely packed. Even as it was growing later, there just seemed to be a constant stream of people. Out here in the docks, where everybody probably works a long, hard day, the streets are not near as clogged. They're not near as congested. There's a person here or a person there after you guys get a few blocks down. But it's really not that busy, and off in the distance, again towards back where you guys had just come from, you guys hear shouts and whistling as they're coming upon the scene of the attack. Right as you guys pull up in front of a fairly unassuming looking building. It's a 2-story, kind of built in an area of like row homes, and nothing special at all. It's stone. It looks nice enough, but it's kind of got a little bit of a dirty dinge to it. Everything on this district kind of does. It's just kind of an occupational hazard and a little bit of a oversight when it comes to the maintenance and cleaning. But yeah, it's a real simple row home butted right up to the street. No decoration, no yard. Just a simple wooden door and a dirty marble storefront that Vargo, is the home of your old buddy.
Yeah, I'll lead the way in.
Cool.
Let's try to... I guess, can I perception before ducking in and try to spot if we have a tail or anything?
Yeah, go ahead.
If there's anyone who appears to be overly interested in us. All right. That's a great... I will go inside the store.
Shalla will kind of check to see if anyone has been following us too.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, you just got stabbed in the kidney. I feel like that's a reasonable...
Yeah, I kind of want to avoid that again.
Hey, yeah, okay. Yeah, now...
Also my +10 to perception.
You guys feel like you're relatively unnoticed right now. How long that, keeps up with a giant dragon lady and a island girl that doesn't look like she's from here. It's but Vargo, as you go to push the door,
keep moving till the morning.
Yeah, if you go to push into the door, it's actually locked.
All right, I'm gonna hammer on it.
Okay.
And is there? Yeah, do I know?
Roll me a history
does he
check.
live above the shop or anything?
Yeah,
Okay.
Roll me a history check. Oh, 22, perfect. Yeah, you know that you Barnabas is a weird old fella. You know that you knock 3 times, wait a second, and then knock a 4th. He's an odd little fella.
All right, I'll give it the secret knock.
Heck yeah. Hold on, you hear from inside. And you kind of hear the little trudging around on wooden floorboards before a bolt gets thrown, and then a chain unlocks, and then a deadbolt clicks, and then a keyhole turns, and then another bar gets thrown, and then another bar gets thrown, and then the door cracks open. Oh,
Barnabas, how's it going? Back for one night only.
Vargo, my boy. I don't know where that voice came from. That was a weird voice. That was not what I was aiming for. But anyways.
Yeah, I liked it. Vargo, my boy.
I thought you left. Several weeks back.
Had to get. Can we come in and talk about this?
Oh yeah, sure. And he kind of shoos you all in, and I will. I think if this works, I will show you guys what you guys see with old Barnabas.
Suddenly, Egon Spangler is staring at me.
He,
Who?
I have no
He
idea.
got
Ghostbusters.
strangled from the Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
Gosh.
It's
It's been a long time since I've seen those
It's-
movies.
it's more
The
it's
new
more
one is fantastic.
it's more Michael Caine from Children of Men is the vibe.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Doc Brown went steampunk.
It's kind of the same
That's it.
One
thing.
of Axel's drinking buddies.
What?
He looked like one of Axel's drinking buddies.
You know what? He's old enough. It's possible.
Actually, he looks like the boss from Mad Men. If he had never went onto Matteson Avenue, but instead grew up in Alaska.
There's a TV show idea there. But yeah, he ushers you all in and shuts the door and starts going about this tedious process of locking everything up. It's crazy out there lately, I tell you.
Yeah, glad to see you're doing all right. I heard there have been riots or attacks, that sort of thing.
Oh, I always do all right. But yeah, these young folks, they get all worked up. I have a suspicion, I'll tell you. I believe it's just an old man's musing, but it seems like they're being riled up by an exterior source.
What makes
Did
you
you-
think that?
Yeah. Did you have an idea what source that was?
I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just doesn't make sense. We've been living with there hasn't been a single problem between the common folk and the magocracy in 730 years. And all of a sudden now, it does not make sense. It has to be... and Vargo with a 22 history roll, you'd kind of remember that he's kind of always been a little bit of a tinfoil guy.
Okay.
Nice.
You weren't followed, were
We
you?
actually, not that we could tell, we were waylaid on the way here,
Well,
though.
I could see that. She's bleeding all over my floor.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's
Don't
okay.
worry, we got a cloth pressed on it. It's catching most of it.
Oh, good. Because Shalla is definitely.
Yeah, but they were actually, some of them were carrying, oh, did we actually not grab one of their crossbows?
I don't know
I think we
that
just
you
grabbed
did.
they were carrying some crossbows that looked almost like your makes. Has someone else been producing these?
I suspect that they've infiltrated my laboratory. I can't. Sometime back, the design started to spread like wildfire.
Any idea how they got it? With all of these locks on the door, I find it very hard
Yeah.
to believe that they would
Anti-scrying stuff on the walls?
He kind of just looks at you like, what?
Oh, there's magic that can let you see another place or a person that you're concentrating on, unless they're protected by counter magic.
It's... There's some... I have some defenses, but, if someone's dedicated enough, they're... But, also, and I don't want to discredit you, my friend, but somebody was going to come up with that idea sooner or later. Maybe it happened independently, but no, I suspect they've been in my laboratory.
Can we take a look to see if we can see any signs of someone breaking in, anything along those lines? Do you mind if we take a look?
Sure. It's been months, though.
No. You never know.
So what brings you back to Civilization, eh?
It's still part of the mission. We were teleported back here for a good part of a day, and we'll be leaving in the morning. Figured I'd stop by while we were in town.
Oh, well, it's good you did, though. Honestly, come. He'll and as you guys are looking around the foyer here, it's kind of just a living room. There's really like Vargo said, "Hey, let's go to my friend's shop," and it's a dude's house, and it's not even that nice of a house. There's probably nicer digs on the island, actually. But he motions you to follow him, and he takes you, opens up a door in the hallway, leads downstairs, and if you guys follow him downstairs, it's a dimly lit little room that's kind of got boxes piled up everywhere, but there are a number of shelves and displays set up. Like he's running like a little speakeasy shop for some reason. Little knickknacks everywhere. A lot of them have little like clockwork gears exposed. There's a lot of brass and bronze metals. Some have little stones affixed to them. It's just a wide variety of little trinkets and doodads and bits and bobs. Well, this is where it would have happened if they broke in. You see, there are no windows, and there is only one exit above, and that's the stairs you guys just came up on.
Neat.
Yeah. So, well, Vargo, you've been here before, but the rest of you, welcome to Bonafide's Curiosities.
Gonna catch Corbin's eye and say, "You break it, you bought it."
But
I just pulled George like a teddy bear, going, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna touch nothing."
But as you guys reach the landing at the foot of the stairs in the basement, it's very good you came back, Vargo. I tried to have this ready in time before you left, but as it were, it's hard to get these. You'll see. And he starts digging through a stack of boxes in the corner. There's just a ton of like half-finished projects. You see like a set of little clamps that are holding something with a magnifying glass that's like aimed directly at it, and just little bits and bobs and doodads. There's a heavy layer of dust on a lot of things down here. It's kind of like he doesn't do a whole lot of business.
Just like I remembered.
Oh, it's... You know how it is. It's just for, as he's like throwing boxes, and it's more to entertain the old noggin than to actually turn a profit. I've kind of seen it all, done it all. This is just a hobby. And if someone wants to buy something, all the better. So
What does it look to be? Like magical things or just tinkering things?
Roll me a perception check, Shalla. I'm sure it'll be like a 45.
Right.
You found the inventory for the shop.
Nah, actually.
Dude looks at him and goes,
Not-
"Can you just write it down for me?"
With a 14, let me pull up my document here. So, looking around the room, Shalla, you see a wide variety of things. There's like a set of gloves, leather gloves that go up to like on you. They would go up probably clear up to your elbow, but they've got like a brass fixture on the whatever the top of your hand's called. With wires running down to the fingertips and a whole bunch of little gears and stuff, and there's just a faint click 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 sound from the gears as they turn on it, and then looking around the room even more, there's a long piece of string that's almost like it's twitching just a little bit. There's a glass inkwell. There's a neatly folded up towel, an ink pen, and a candle, as well as a tiny little corncob pipe that are just kind of strewn about the room.
I'm going to walk over and take a look at the corncob pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything fancy about this pipe? Is there anything I should know? It's very interesting.
Oh, no, it's just a pipe.
How much you want for it?
Oh, are you sure you want it?
Yeah,
It's just a pipe.
I understand.
Huh?
You
Give me-
see, I can't let everyone know who I am. My fancy pipe gives me away. This corncob pipe will allow me to blend in more and not let everyone know who I really am.
He's like hunched over this like pile of boxes, and he's just kind of like looking back over his shoulder at you like, what? I don't know, a couple gold pieces is fine.
Sure,
Here's-
a couple pieces. I'll reach into the bag of holding and pick out 2 of those diamond chips and hand them to him while he's searching.
Hold on, I'll just give him 2 of the gold pieces I just took off of the dude.
Blood money. Blood money or blood diamonds? But Vargo, he sees you pull out the sack of diamonds, and he's, oh Lord, you're thick in it now, aren't you?
We're on the state's budget today, so don't pull any stops.
Well, that ought to make this discussion a little bit easier. And he pulls out Vargo. He pulls out the butt end first. It looks like your standard crossbow design, until he continues to remove it from the box that it's in. It doesn't have arms like a traditional crossbow does. Instead, it has a kind of a rotating cylinder to it that has bolts loaded inside of it, exposed on the side, and there's an intricate trigger guard below it, and a hand grip underneath of it, as well as a spyglass mounted to the top of it. It's quite ingenious looking.
It's a sniper crossbow.
It is it is quite the improvement on our original design, if I may say. It is
The glorious part of it.
I thought you might like it. I like to call it Third Rodeo.
Grab it and start messing with it and adjusting all the settings. And
Heck yeah, I will, if I can find this picture real quick, I will show you what it looks like. I'm kind of proud of this. It's not a handout on Foundry, so this is just in Discord, but
Oh, that is
Nice.
dope.
yeah, he's proud of it. He's proud of it.
Nice.
Cute.
craftsmanship is amazing.
Heck yeah. So, and he kind of holds his hands out to towards you to see if you can take it back for a second.
Yeah,
So
reluctantly handed.
on the barrel end of it is a like on that image you can see it's folded down on the image, but in its normal state it's up, and it basically forms a circle shape with a notch cut out at the very tip top for the fired bolt, the main bolt to come out. He takes his hand off the stock and puts his thumb over the trigger guard, and he pushes it down just 2 inches. And it's a substantial amount of work that he has to put into. He's an old elf. You guys don't. I would say Shalla probably hasn't seen a whole lot of elves at all. Scylla probably not that many as well. Vargo and Corvin, as far as elves go, this is probably the oldest elf you've ever seen. So he's fidgeting with it for a second, and then it finally goes ka-chink, and you see that end piece drop down flat. And then he looks at you and gives you a wink, and he says, "A few too many of them get a little bit too close, and he gives you a wink.
Oh,
And I don't want to spoil the surprise, so give me just a second and I'll add that to your inventory.
maybe I'll get lucky and we'll meet some more of those ruffians on the road.
Did we happen to grab that extra handheld crossbow?
Sure didn't.
So I thought he picked one up during the fight, or maybe.
I don't think Corvin got close enough to a crossbow guy.
Okay.
For simplicity's sake, we could say that you did.
Okay, yeah. Let's just say he left it and I run by and I go, "Ooh, you forgot this." And I just came running off with him.
Yeah. But is there anything else down here you guys wanted to look at real quick while I'm doing this?
I'm going to take a look around to see if I see anything that really kind of spikes my eye.
Pretty much everything that I listed was what was in the.
What is this glove?
Oh, the glove is quite interesting. You put it on, and it will, keep your hands warm and safe from gardening and whatnot. And it makes a delightful ticking sound the whole time, so you know that you're wearing something special.
A ticking sound.
They're just gloves that tick.
So is a lot of the stuff in here just like weird takes on normal things that look kind of magical?
Well, some of it,
Yeah.
yes. Some of it, love. But some of it also is...
No, sorry. That was just me musing out loud, not really Shalla. Sorry.
He's picking that shit up in character. It's some of it's just some of it's fun, and some of it's like that over there. And he points to this. It looks like a really intricately carved ruby. It's like the same type of like material, like it's like a precious stone, but it's brown and completely opaque. That is something I've been working with for quite a while, and I've just been trying to figure something out to do with it, and I can't, for the life of me, figure out what to do with it. It's called a brownstone, and I would love to figure out an application for it, but
I had those back when I was a kid. They were not fun.
oh, I doubt you've had one of these, my friend.
Brownstones? Oh, no, you're talking about something
What's-
different. Sorry.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, it's just a brown stone.
What's it do? Are there some special properties of it or something?
Pick it up, you'll see. He says.
I'll go pick it up.
I would suggest insight checking him first.
I mean, I guess I'll probably do it anyways, just for old time's sake. Oh yeah, 12 too.
You know he's probably fucking with you, but you don't know why. You want to pick it up?
Yeah, I gotta fall into one for him
Okay.
while we're here.
Roll me a con save. Okay. We'll say with a 20, you pick it up, and when you touch it, you feel this immediate pressure and urge to evacuate your bowels. But you immediately let go of it on a 20, and you're safe.
See, I told you I had one of those
I'm gonna-
when I was younger.
Yeah,
Oh, we
he's
can
gonna
recommend
drop
that.
it and laugh really loudly. Say, "Oh, that was wonderful."
Wouldn't it be...
Talk about a shocking grasp.
Oh, we can
Ugh.
weaponize 100%.
You really can. Just
Can we attach that to a glove, run
That's our
wire,
new interrogation method.
and have the brown?
well, the problem is, you see, I've tried to cut brownstone into a ring or to set it into a necklace, but it whatever you fix it into gains its properties. So it is extraordinarily difficult to. I haven't been able to move it off of that desk right where it's at.
So if you touch that desk, then you're gonna feel the
Well, no. So
knob.
there's something about wood that renders it inert.
So make good
Brass knuckles.
arrowheads.
Knuckles, but made out of a very sturdy wood.
I
Do
mean,
you think you could
Put that across.
fabricate up a couple bolts with that on the head of them tonight?
Oh,
Keep it in the box, and if we have to interrogate somebody, we just drop it in their lap.
call it brown
Or-
boarding them.
And then you take
Oh,
all.
God.
The best thing to do is to take all the toilet paper first and hide it.
Corvin, I gotta tell you something about D&D, man. I don't think toilet paper exists.
I think
Don't
we
say
just
that.
need a new invention.
Yeah, everyone has a bidet. He's gonna pull out the bag again and say, "That's a mighty fine crossbow. I figure that's worth what, 5 handfuls?" And look down at him and smile and wink. You should. Have you considered retiring and moving out of the city while this strife is happening?
Why? I thought you thought you knew this was retirement, lad.
You're still kind of in the thick of things, though.
Well, when you've been around as long as I have, you tend to appreciate the smaller things in life. I don't need much. I like it here in town. The food is great, and I don't have to cook. And, yeah.
I do miss that. And having to eat Corvin's cooking.
Hey, Corvin cooked a freaking great meal. Whoops, that's the wrong one.
We
Hey,
feel
you
pretty
don't
good on those.
Eat my cooking anymore if you don't want, my friend.
Just trying to make him feel better.
Gotcha.
I don't think that's
Gotcha.
possible. And Vargo, you should be good now.
Okay. Is that on D&D Beyond?
It's
Or-
on both actually. So yeah.
But yeah, I will hold out the bag and let him
Oh yeah,
do
and
about 5 handfuls if he wants.
he'll just dig around in there actually and pull out one that's the size of a grapefruit. This ought to do.
Sounds good to me.
Doesn't hurt your feelings, right? So y'all got attacked by these. They just out of the blue. They didn't say anything. No propaganda.
No, and when we were going to capture one at the end, someone on a nearby rooftop shot him and killed him. It didn't seem like what we'd been hearing about happening in the city.
My friend, you're not doing well at convincing me that there is not a greater conspiracy here.
Well, I'm not necessarily convinced myself.
So there was a bloke up on the rooftops. What was the?
He looked to be elvish, or at least half elvish, and I'll pull out the arrow from it.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna
You
start.
shot this with a bow.
Yeah, he's gonna immediately like pull out a monocle and but it's like a magnifying monocle. It's pretty cool, and he's gonna start like examining it. If you want to as well, Vargo, go ahead, give me an investigation check.
Right? Can I guidance one of us?
You can guidance yourself or him. Yeah,
I'll do him.
I wasn't.
Or
gonna
can I
roll.
just help him?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you can. It's fine. I actually have stats, so we're cool. I just wasn't gonna roll, but yeah, I will. Heck yeah. Let's do that, and then let's see if we need to do it again. Oh heck yeah. He's gonna explore the crap out of it with his brain. Well, it's not a design I've seen around these parts or anywhere else. It's quite intriguing. If you see the carvings along it, and you look at it, and it is extraordinarily intricately carved from a hardwood that you're not familiar with. It's got a crazy complex series of runes along it, covering all sides of it, and it's almost carved to have. It's faceted. It has like octagonal facets on it, and these runes laid in around it. with looks like eagle feathers of some type. It's some type of large bird feather that have been trimmed down, and you can kind of just tell that by the feather pattern in it. And it's the runes are they're very similar to Elvish languages that you've studied before, but different in a lot of ways as well, to the point where and none of them, without any context, really do anything to tell you anything. Like, it's just like concepts runed into the side of this arrow, like soar and true and sharp and things like that. It doesn't seem to have any like magical meaning. It's more of like a decorative style, and the arrowhead on it is interesting. And Shalla, you would probably immediately recognize this as well. Is obsidian, but it's not like flaky obsidian. It's obsidian that has been polished and carved into a like really deadly point. It's almost like a needle, like a hypodermic needle point. Really, really sharp arrow. And I'm baffled. Even the most glitziest archers around these parts, and he looks at Corvin, they don't spend this much time decorating their arrows. I don't think
any idea where this might be from?
Not a clue. Not a clue. If I have to wager a guess, I'd say not around these parts.
Will that fire from your new arrow cannon thing? Rodeo?
I
think it's a
it's a
bow and arrow.
Yeah, it's a bow arrow. Yeah, it would, and it's non-magical. It's just an arrow, but it's just a really dope one.
I'll take that if you're done.
Does me no good.
Yeah. Let's show the Infinium before we leave.
Yeah. But you never know. This may be what's needed. I mean, if it's made of obsidian, maybe that's the only thing that can hurt one of these people.
Well, I mean, you guys just killed a bunch of them.
Not the new guys. I'm talking about the big bad back on the island.
Does it look like
That's what we need.
The shadow glass, or does it just look like normal obsidian?
Just like normal obsidian, which you'd be fairly. I mean,
Okay.
it's fairly common on the islands, especially on the north slopes of Miyamoto, where when it does erupt, where it kind of drains off into the sea.
Got it.
Which isn't a common thing, but the glass is fairly.
Gotcha. I was thinking it was the.
Oh no, it's not shadow glass. No, but probably be pretty. I mean, as a proof of concept, obsidian can clearly be worked into a decent enough, serviceable arrowhead. So I mean, it's a possibility.
Oh, yeah. Can we give him some shadow glass? Bella has a whole bag full of it, right?
Believe we have 300 pounds of it. I think we have some to spare.
We have 300 pounds. We can spare a little bit.
You'd be interested in messing around with this stuff? It has magical properties.
Bella's gonna reach into the bag and pull out a fairly good-sized hunk of shadow glass. Say 5 pounds.
Oh no, that is something. Forget the brownstone. Yeah, I think I could. He pulls out a pair of spectacles and puts them on his face, and he just sits down and he starts looking at it and so, magical properties. Anything specific, or is it just intent driven?
Seems to obscure things, but also reveal them.
Okay, that's two things in the different directions, but okay, that's cool. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I know, it sounds very strange.
Well,
Yeah, I'm looking for a quote that we got about that. We didn't really get much more of a description, did we?
On which one?
On Shadow Glass.
Yeah, we haven't really. Anna did something to make, but her explanation for what she did didn't make any magical, like, any sense in any laws of Arcanum that you know of. Like, if you were gonna make a magic item, what she told you was a fairy tale story and not how you do it type of thing, is what it sounded like. Like, she was talking about, like, strolling through like it was I don't know.
She was intent-based.
She was a different type of magic, though.
If we need, I'll try slapping one of my tags on some of it to try to, if that'll give us more. I don't know if it has to be an actual crafted magic item or not.
Yeah, if you fix a tag to one of them, it won't actually use the tag. It's while it is magical, it's not identifiably magical at the, like.
Okay.
So
I mean, you could let him examine your orb, Shalla. Maybe he could glean something from that would help him work with it.
I guess I could.
I don't know how you feel about
Shalla's
pulling that
gonna
out while you're away from the island.
Shalla's gonna pull it out and hand it to him.
as soon as you do that, you just hear, "What, you giving me away now?" And he takes it in his hand and he looks it over and, wow, oh, and then he hands it back to you. Love, I haven't the foggiest idea what it does, but that appears to be then is a little bit more intent driven than anything else, which means that it might have a few interesting properties. It just requires to be coaxed out in the right way. I would be very much in your debt if you'd allow me to examine a piece of this for a few weeks, months, years, I don't know.
Yeah, yes. And she hands him the 5-pound one. We have a very large amount of it, so.
Okay.
Yeah, this stuff grows on the island. It's crazy.
What, you say it grows there?
That's what it looked like. There were cracks in the ground, and this was filling them in.
They weren't regular cracks, were they?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, it was weird down there.
Yes, it is.
It was like the earth had just broken open.
Right, okay. Have any of you heard of the Shadowfell?
Is that an Arcana check?
Yeah, if you want to make an Arcana check, you guys are more than welcome to. Or a History check. I think I can work with either one of those for you guys. Shalla's got it.
Right.
Holy cow, guys.
That was terrible.
I got a 13.
Vargo, you saving the day. Vargo, you've heard of the Shadowfell. It's really not been an area for you to, like, really. It's not a place you can go, so it's not like a place, you know, that would be like foremost in your mind, right? So the Shadowfell is a place like our place, like this place that we're standing on right now, but a bit darker. It's kind of like if, well, it's like this place, but it's not. It's like a copy of this place, but it's different, and it's inhabited by different people, different folk, different types of people. But
Yeah, it appeared to be corrupting the people of Shalla's island who got too close to it.
yeah, and the Shadowfell's not a good place either. It is, and he starts rummaging around again, and he finds a he finds a large piece of parchment that's probably 3 foot wide, and he slaps it down on the desk, bumps the brownstone a little bit, and like, oh,
I'll be right back.
he does. He just his back straightens a tiny bit, and he's just like, and then he folds this piece of paper out, and before you guys is I want to say it's a map, but it's not a map. In the center is a place labeled Abhaile, which Corvin, Vargo, Scylla, you guys would be familiar. Shalla, maybe not, as the commonly accepted name of the world. And then to the left and right of it are 2 other circles representative of planets or planes or whatever you want to make of it. One vibrant and one black. And then on the outside are a ring of planes, one red, one blue. All of these are around us at all times. There's different versions of the world with different properties. It's like looking through a prism and seeing the light split. Do you follow?
So the holes in the ground are like a passage between those?
Well, and he kind of positions himself under, like with one arm under the paper, and he grabs a piece of it and pinches. And the Shadowfell kind of smushes together over the material plane. They're supposed to be separate, but a long time ago, some very foolish people caused this to happen. And now, they both exist in the same place. And they can't. You can't stand where she's standing now. It's the same thing for these. So yeah, one's gonna bubble up through the other. They're going to have effects on each other. They're going to bleed over. And this is just happening in one place?
I think it's a whole string of islands, it sounded like, possibly.
Yeah, only one we know of is Miyamoto.
It's definitely been a couple of places on that one island.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Scylla, it's also, it's been elsewhere as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is all just a working theory, mind you. But, and he just kind of stares off into space, and he's like, you can see his eyes moving, like, behind his eyelids quite a bit. It's like, okay, right, so, and it's just little bits, though? And more importantly, somehow it's connected, and he points to your orb, Shalla, and that...
We see.
How can you define little bits?
Well, it's not like the whole sky's gone black and there's spirits walking around, right?
No, but there are cracks large enough for people to pass through, which we may have seen happen, or it was implied it happened. They disappeared.
All right. Well, it sounds to me like it's trying to come through, if you get my drift. If you think of the ground like a portal to another world, it's trying to come through, right? That's what...
Really trying to refrain from doing the black hole pencil through his fancy map.
Oh.
Wormholes. He sees you looking at a pencil and he just bats your hand. No. So the trick is we've got to figure out a way. Well, not we. You have got to figure out a way to get that plane of existence back where it belongs. Otherwise, one of them is going to destroy the other.
The whole plane, or just the island?
I don't know. It's never happened before.
We could evacuate, maybe.
The whole. I mean, if
That's
that
a big
Shadowfell comes through, it's going to come through, and goodbye sunlight. It won't be all bad though. I'm sure there'll just be eternal slavery and subjugation and
A what?
you know.
You and I have varying degrees. What is that bad?
What could be... So you know what caused this? Can you elaborate more on that?
Roll me a persuasion check, Fargo.
Hey.
So let's just say I've been around a long time, and I've seen people do foolish things for foolish reasons. And I think one of those things might have caused this, and I think another foolish person doing another foolish thing might be helping it.
Oh, can we show him?
You gotta have something to pull through, right? You have to have some way to open the door.
Yeah, we may have encountered that person.
Oh,
or
good.
People.
Oh, good. They're dead then.
No, they jumped into the Shadowfell.
Oh.
And the other one escaped. Can we show him the sword? Or did we end up leaving?
I still have it.
Okay, yeah, you've still got it. Okay, yeah. I did manage
Shall's
to...
got a bunch of short swords, but I'm
Shalla's like,
This sword? This one? This one?
Shalla's gonna be like,
Yes, literally, you should see my my inventory for the bag of holding.
just like, fuck this adventuring shit. I'm gonna go open a store.
Yeah, let's try to...
Yeah.
I guess we don't...
Maybe we can sell some of them.
Well, you don't need gold, though. We should try to trade them to people on the island, maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Arm the people.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great idea.
We already saw what happened. That happened.
But yeah, Fargo, as you say that, he looks over at Corvin and says, "Oh, you've got yourself a cadency blade."
A what now?
Well, Corvin, you absolutely would know the cadency as the elite Aenstrian
Yeah,
military.
that's him to be absolutely sure I heard of him.
Oh, and that's, you
A
know,
cadency blade?
yes.
It looks very beat up. Like, what can you tell me about it?
It's a sword. Really well made, port rose. It looks like. It's not much. It can't be that much older. Maybe 400 years old. So
That's
I'd say beat up is a little bit of overkill. I think it's doing quite well for its age.
And it was in the possession of a woman who's well known for using it well.
From the islands.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully in the morning get it checked against the records, because I have no idea how it would have gotten on the island hundreds of years ago.
Well, yeah, you don't really think that, I mean, people aren't made to stay in the Empire. They can leave at their discretion. Shoot, many a young Aenstrian likes to make their name by going out into the unknown to brave the wilds. a little bit of an homage to the journey made by Jane Austen 700 years ago. And so yeah, and I mean, forgive me, no offense intended, love, but you know, special as your islands may be, they're not that far away. They're just up the mouth of the bay, and you go on one, and you're like a stone's throw away from another. It's not too hard to believe that they might have spread around.
Have you been to the islands?
No, I'm not much for traveling.
It was several. I assume it was weeks to get there.
Yeah, and
I don't remember exactly how long.
And Vargo, you'd especially know that you sailed there on the Adrian, which is the first like deep water ship that Aenstrian has constructed. So it definitely it would be an undertaking to have made that long of a journey without that technology. But it's doable.
Okay. Yeah, probably not as good a survival rate, but somebody made it evidently.
Well, and if there was anybody that was up for the challenge, it'd be the wielder of one of these. And, yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't presume to, but, if your little girl that you were fighting was really one, or however that works, she's no pushover, no slouch.
Well, don't I know it?
We found that out the hard way. We would not have had it had Corvin not had not Corvin. Vargo not had the insight to disarm her.
Right. Well, I assume you understand that, like, even she does not need a sword to be deadly.
Oh, I'm evidence to that.
Look at the singed hairs on the back of George's tail, and I go, yeah, I have a bone to pick with her about that, too.
Holy cow. Shalla, just a pro tip. If you want to delete every one of those, just count how many you have and then change the quantity of one of them.
Yeah, I know.
But
I opened up my inventory and was scrolling and was like, well.
But I also there's an argument to be made for keeping it looking like that because, like, of pride. Like, look how many things I have, guys.
Yeah.
Do you each have a bag of holding?
I think
I just have the one that they gave us, the diamonds.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just have one in the campaign so far.
So far.
So
If I give you two, then it's only a matter of time before somebody does the unthinkable.
What's that? Put one in the other, or try to put one in the other?
Yeah, put you all in the Astral Sea is what it's called.
Yeah, I had... It's the best weapon to give to your Githyanki strike teams, is emergency bag of holding bomb.
It's just parachute.
nice.
Heck yeah. But, okay, yeah, and he's just gonna, like, start, like, studying the crap out of the piece of shadow glass that you gave him.
Yeah, can we take, like, a short rest here?
Well, you guys got options. It's
Yeah, for a little bit.
little after dark. If you wanted to take a short rest here while you guys are having this conversation, you guys are totally cool for that. But you also, back at the, in the Silver Heights, you guys have got a hotel rooms comped as well.
Yeah, no, I just want to rest up for a few minutes before we take our leave.
Yeah, and I wasn't planning on doing anything crazy with the bag of holding. I was just going to put a tree and George in there to keep him safe.
Oh, that's not keeping him safe, homie. You can't breathe in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Well, there's 10 minutes of air.
True
for
story. True
a
story.
medium-sized creature.
True story.
George is the size of a house cat, so that should at least give him 24 hours.
Well, and he also.
Or at least.
Okay. So you go from 10 minutes to 24 hours rather aggressively, my friend. That's a little much.
Hey, listen.
We're talking like.
If I really want to get down to that like 2 hours, I'm going to start at 24 and go, all right, man, I'll give you 12.
I'll give you 20 minutes tops.
Okay, we'll make it an hour. That way it's just long enough to handle a battle, a good
Isn't
battle.
it like 10 minutes and then like an extra minute for every
Yeah,
your
so
con modifier, basically?
yeah, it's your con modifier. It's 1 plus your con modifier minutes.
Oh.
D&D breath holding is insane. It's yeah.
Well, George doesn't have. I mean, he's a mammal. He's amphibious, right?
He is.
So he should be able to hold his breath for a long period of time.
He's not.
Science.
You found him in a tree.
He's a sloth turtle.
You found him in a tree. What part of that leads you to believe amphibious?
He's got a very low metabolism.
The turtle part. But you just open up the bag. Okay, he's been in there for an hour, and it's all poop. Nothing but poop.
What?
You just turn it over. He eventually slides out, looking very happy and full. All right, I'm sorry for the complete sidetrack of the quest.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah.
Played it quickly.
Trying to think if there's anything.
Is there anything Shalla would find particularly interesting? Is there like any sort of like little dagger he's made?
He's not really much of a weapon maker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I
that
do
crossbow
have
was
the
kind of a
fancy
one-off.
dagger that I just picked up. If you want it.
I don't know. She kind of wants to. I don't know.
Or if you want that giant butcher's blade that I picked up, it's a short sword. It'll work on Dex. Give you a nice little D6.
I guess Shalla doesn't necessarily need that because she still has the flame blade cantrip or spell. I don't know. I kind of wanted to get something from this guy.
Oh, I mean, well, there's a healthy list of things that he's got. I just, he's got a pair of shoelaces that tie and untie themselves constantly, so you can't ever keep them tied. He's got
They sell them.
Yeah, he's got a never-ending candle that never burns out, but it smells like fish the entire time. He's got a spoon that will make a high-pitched noise when you put it in warm food, and a inkwell that doesn't have it will never spill because it doesn't have an opening.
So this guy's got literally nothing.
Wait, you haven't sold that one yet?
I know, right?
Can I? I'll buy it for $1 or for a coin. Can I flip a coin?
It's like, okay, yours. It's kind of an arcane, like an artificer's gag shop, but if you come to him with a real challenge,
Oh, okay. He'll make neat things, but he kind of makes jokes.
yeah, and it's only neat things. Like, is he kind of like catches you like kind of perusing and notices your kind of bemused like slight disappointment. You see, it's like when you've been alive as long as I have, it is it gets quite to be quite a bore just going through life, just making the expected trinkets and bits and bobs that everybody wants. Like you get to a point where you're like, I just want to have fun, and you just go through life having fun. And then occasionally a clever bloke comes along that's like, hey, I've got an idea for a thing that shoots arrows but don't make you hold it back. And I think, well, heck, we can do that. That's a challenge. But then unfortunately the design gets leaked. However it gets leaked, and they're all over the place, and that's why I try not to make weapons too much. Unless it's interesting. And that's why my name's not on the schematics that were filed away with the official bureaucracy, as it were.
Can you make me something? It should be pretty easy.
And what will that be?
I just want a way to attach this glass inkwell that you just sold me that has no opening. So it's literally a glass vial of ink. I want to find a way to attach it to an arrow. If I can pop someone in the face with that, possibly blind them, that would be a hell of a feature.
Well, you would have to have a hell of a bow, young man, to because it's a heavy inkwell. It's probably 3 pounds.
Oh, so it's literally like the size of an inkwell, just no opening.
Yeah, it would it's the size that it would fill your palm.
Okay. I was thinking like small clown nose size little ball. I was thinking of one of those little travel ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is like made out of like a fine glass or crystal. It's quite heavy. It would be very difficult to balance on an arrow, and you'd have to have probably a 12-foot tall bow to generate the force to.
Okay, so then we're gonna go.
It'd be better something with a sling.
We're gonna pretend I didn't say that.
But I mean, and like I said, it's got to be an interesting task. That's just a goofball task.
Well, a lot of your objects seem to be pretty goofy.
They are.
Do you have a way of making something like that for me? It doesn't have to specifically be this, but a bow that whether it be ink or sand or some sort of powder that would, upon hit, shatter and give me a kind of like a little smoke screen. Or even just enough to get something in their eye.
It seems kind of cruel for me. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm the tinkerer for you. But you should be able to come up with something like that. It seems like it wouldn't be that hard. I'm sure you can. You're a smart lad.
Well, thank you. I have an idea now. And I just go off in the corner and I start petting George and like kind of mumbling to him, "Oh, buddy, would you be able to make us?" And I'm just kind of just quietly muttering to me and George.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I'm deep in thought. He gave me an idea and inspiration to go ahead and do, or the belief that I can do it myself. So I'm going to take out one of my arrows from my hip quiver as I'm going. I'm just going to be taking a look at it, holding on to George, trying to stop him from eating it, but taking a look and trying to get the idea of how to do this.
Okay. We'll say you spend some time doing that. Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay, Larry, you gotta move, buddy. I gotta use the mouse. Had just walked up, like the moment you said, "Roll me," and
Yep, that's how it goes.
you said an intelligence check.
Yep, just a straight old intelligence.
Alright. Larry, I swear to God.
Swear to Larry.
He is your god.
Oh, that's a really good one.
I didn't even see it. Oh, 21. Cool.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'll say that you're steadily getting along the path to understanding. You're getting there. You're working it out in your head. So I'll say above the table, what we'll probably do. Just this will be on you to remember this. Anytime we got downtime, we can spend like an hour working on this and coming up with something, and we can play this out over a course of a couple games.
Cool.
But yeah. Well, is there anything else I can do for you? It was getting a little late for me.
No, we'll let you get to bed. It was good to see you. Stay safe.
You as well, my friend. You as well. Take care of that thing.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you after we save the world. If not, it was good to know you.
Likewise, my friend. Likewise. And he'll kind of take you guys upstairs and undo the 45,000 locks on Fort Knox, and hey, he'll actually he'll poke his head out into the street ahead of you guys and kind of dart his head one way and then the other. Coast's clear.
I take my corncob pipe out of my pocket and put it in my hand, and I do one of those old grandpa points, and with where the mouthpiece of the pipe is pointing out of your finger, and I walk up to him. I go, "You're good people," and I turn around and I walk away.
Heck yeah. Well, I try.
Yeah, Shalla's gonna thank him very much for his hospitality.
Anytime, love. Genuine pleasure. And kind of like hurries you guys out. He's probably not going to bed. He's probably not going to go to bed for several days now. He's going to be tinkering with shadow glass, I think.
Oh, he's just eager to work with that.
He needed
There goes
quiet.
I get it.
Arrows.
What's
That's it. There are brownstone arrows.
if he could figure out a way to not touch it to get it to work.
Very simple. You get fresh bark and you literally weave it into glass or into gloves. You got yourself some wooden gloves there. And you go through and you do everything you got to do, and it just won't. Boom. Problem solved.
I don't know that you could use bark to do the fine motor controls.
Stripped down, plane off a piece,
Pretty shaves. He could probably make some jointed ones. They'd probably just be difficult to do fine stuff with.
Or just throw it in the fire and let it melt down, and then pour it into an iron forge.
Yeah, there's options. There's definitely options. But as you guys make it back out onto the street, it is fully nighttime now. The sun is set. There are lanterns that are lit every probably 40 feet on the street. So there are a couple dark spots in between, but it's pretty well lit. These lanterns are lit with magic as well. Interesting to note. Little globules of light float at the center of each one of them, casting out a nice warm orange-yellow light to the surrounding areas. And yeah, earlier we didn't even mention it, but Barnabas's house and shop is actually right next to the ocean, so you could hear the waves slapping up against the breakwater. And so, where are you guys wanting to head off to now?
Probably back to our rooms and then
Shalla's
try to hit up.
Cool. Heck yeah. Yeah, because you guys gotta pick up Scylla's armor in the morning and get over to the tower. So heck yeah. We'll say that there's really no issue getting through town. It's
Yeah, Shalla is listening very intently.
yeah, heck yeah. It's calmed down quite a bit. It maybe it seems like maybe they're not big on throwing too much heat out at too much at one time, you know. So they bungled one. It's probably best to lay low for a few days, maybe. So yeah, you guys make it back, make it up the. So you're in the key right now. So you'd go through one gated area into the Silver Heights, which encompasses the kind of the west and the north side of Aenstria within the walls. And this district is night and day different. There is everything is beautifully clean. The lights are like a crisp white light, and there are more plentiful. The streets are extraordinarily well lit in the Crystal Heights, and there are a fair amount of people out and about as well. But you guys make it up your way. They're really cool streets here too. They're divided, so they're like, if you think about a traditional road, they have a row of trees. Not trees though. They're like bushes, topiaries, decorative plants down the center of it that hover above the ground in planters. I'm sorry, about 3 feet up off the ground and just kind of bob there in the wind, but they never seem to move left or right. And it's just kind of an opulent show of just magic and wealth a little bit. But you guys make it to the Crystal Fluted Chalice, the hotel that they had got you guys set up in. It is a massive stone front. While it's made out of white marble, like the rest of town kind of all is, clearly conjured that way. I don't think there'd be a quarry on the planet big enough to supply all of it, but yeah, magic has its uses. It's got a big-time Mediterranean vibe with like big arches on the front that lead into a covered like patio, or not patio, but porch segment, and red tile roof. Not tile, but like the terracotta. There's a word for it, I'm positive. I'm thinking of Jurassic Park 2 when they're on top of the building and they make the velociraptors fall off of it. That type of deal. But anywho, as we go into the Crystal Fluted Chalice, wide, grand double doors that open automatically, pushing inward, operated by no one on the other side. So as you guys walk in the front door of the Crystal Fluted Chalice, it is a dope entryway and reception area that greets you. There are overstuffed leather couches and chairs creating little seating areas here and there. There are dark stained wooden floors that are arranged in a parquet like fashion, in little like quartered off squares, and along the walls are a bunch of they look like champagne flutes, but they hold glowing orbs of light above them, and it creates this nice little ambiance. It's almost like a red glow to the lights, so it's like a really red shifted room, slightly on the dark side, and there's just an ever faint piano music playing in the background. It's a little late, so there's not anybody like milling about in this front room area, and it's not a fancy it's not a tavern. It's more of like just a hotel type of situation. And there's a large wooden standing desk at the far end of the room, right next to a set of stairs that go up. And elf male standing in attendance. He's wearing a very nice, nobly cut dress suit with a frilly ascot and buttons double-breasted down the front of it with tails behind. And he's got like a fairly like weirdly like juxtaposed messy mop of blonde hair. Hello and welcome to the crystal fluted chalice. And he takes a look at you guys as you walk in. Assume you are the charity case for the evening?
Watch your tongue, young man. You don't know who you're speaking to.
Forgive me, my lord.
Thank you. No, we are, I believe, here under the, I believe we have been invited to stay. Now, would you please show us to our room? Make haste.
Absolutely. All I was intending to say, that is, rooms were provided for you by the Novenarchy. Yes, as you would follow me this way. And he immediately walks up the stairs. It's a 2-floor building. It's not massive on the outside. On the inside, it's a little bit bigger than you kind of think it should be. He takes you guys up 3 flights of stairs to what you presume would be the 3rd or 4th floor. It's hard to tell because every floor kind of looks the same. There are black and white checkered marble floors all the way down the hallway with couches here and there. And he points to a room at the very far end of the hallway that has a double door situation going on. Down the hall you will find bath chambers. We have one for the gentlemen and one for the ladies, but if you prefer, there's also basins in your rooms that can be filled. It's not a trouble at all. As well as we do not have a tavern below where you covert and jostle each other and slap hands and throw dice. We do pride ourselves with offering a fairly comprehensive room service menu. You'll find that inside your rooms if you can read. And he hands each of you a key, and there are and he opens 4 rooms. He opens one room, hands you a key, Scylla. Opens another, hands you a key, Shalla. Opens another, hands you a key, Corvin. And opens another and hands you a key, Vargo. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
When he hands me the key, I'm gonna open the bag of diamonds and like hold it so he can see inside and root around for a second looking for the tiniest one I can. And then toss it to him, like a little bit off target, so that he has to fumble to catch it. Is my intention.
Oh, heck yeah! Let's do this. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. He goes for it and misses, and it squeezes out of his hand, but he catches it again on the 3rd try. Quite generous, my lord. Quite generous. Thank you.
Corvin starts laughing his ass off with his pipe in his mouth, accidentally blowing into it some. Does anything happen if he blows into it?
Yeah, indeed. It bubbles a little bit.
Bubbles?
Yeah, like and then a horrible sulfurous smell comes out when the bubbles burst that kind of fills the hallway.
Oh, damn.
It's kind of like a Japanese hot spring.
below ready for a minute.
I look at the I look at the concierge and I go, sorry, he's not quite housebroken, and I point over at Vargo.
I'm not the one making that smell.
Very good, sir. If there won't be anything else, I will bid you adieu. And then he turns and goes back downstairs.
So, I have a fart pipe.
You have a fart pipe.
I like it.
But yeah, we got rooms, got baths if you want them, warm baths even, and nice comfy beds. You guys are cool to go to sleep now, or what are you doing, Catherine?
Oh, sorry, I'm feeding chocolate.
Yeah, I'm probably
It's
gonna.
her first time to a big city. I'm sure she doesn't have quite this nice of chocolate on the island.
I bet you they don't. Do they have chocolate on the island, Shalla?
I would say they have an equivalent.
But it's
that
made with
I mean-
is-
and the parents.
I feel like if anything, they would have it and we wouldn't.
Probably.
Yeah, it seems to be sort of environments. Yeah, I'm gonna say they have an equivalent to chocolate.
That's so.
Similarly bitter, but more of a. I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Heck
Maybe
yeah.
it would be tasty.
I mean, it could still be unfiltered cow,
Huh?
purified.
What?
Cow, isn't that like a?
Oh, cacao. All I heard was cow, and I was very confused.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
I heard
It's my
a
stutter.
cow also.
Yeah.
It's my stutter coming in through. I said, and then I went, cow. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Got it. Yeah.
We'll edit that in post.
Yeah, that was something like that.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
If I have a large roll coming up, it's because Larry just put his hands all over the keyboard.
Nice.
All right, we're good.
So, anything anybody wants to do before we do a long resty thing, or are you guys good?
So
Yeah, I think
Shalla's
just-
gonna look in her shadow glass.
Okay, let's do this one at a time. Sorry, that was my fault. I opened that door. Scylla, what was that?
Yeah, there's been a lot of hard fighting lately, and she needs to relax, so she's going to take a hot bath.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I mean, I'm sure in Ulara they've got indoor plumbing as well, but yeah, I mean, it's few and far between on the islands.
Hot water's been in them.
Heck yeah.
Or, Corbin is going to go let OUT, I don't want to say the actual word because my dog is staring at me. He's going to go let him do his business, going to go let George do his business,
Right
and
on.
then come back. It's the exact same.
Yeah, and I'll say that there's actually a small balcony out front of each of you guys' room, through a set of French doors. Just enough for standing room to look at the streets below. And yeah, you're able to help him
Is
out.
there a tree close by I can put George in so he can rest?
No. No. No, there's no trees here unless they put them there.
Exactly. I thought maybe off of the balcony to set an ambiance. I mean, we are in the finest of rooms. They should have trees. I do declare.
Oh, they're better than trees, man. And then, Shalla, you said you were going to play with your the Vale?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's in a new area. She's curious.
Well, it's quiet right now, but you know that she's been able to make herself known within your mind more than once.
Okay.
Just wondering if what Shalla's when she's. I wonder what Shalla's process would be of striking up a conversation with her. Because I don't know that Shalla's ever really initiated.
Mm-mm. No, Shalla was just gonna more peer and kind of
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
think back to like the area that where they got jumped, more or less, I guess. Let's see if like that's just a unsavory area.
Oh wait,
and
you
people
can
just
scry
hang
people,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Can you scry
Yeah.
the elf that was on the roof?
Ooh. Did I get a good enough look at him though?
I think it takes like negative bonuses or something.
Yeah, let me look this
You
up for a second.
know
I don't know that
Or
Shalla...
do we have that arrow? Can you scry off of who spent time making that arrow?
Give me
Or
just
is
a
it-
give me just a second and look it up, because scrying is a very complicated spell. Um, just like teleportation, it'll get you killed. Scrying won't. So we're looking at second-hand knowledge, so that'd be a +5 on their saving throw. You have a possession, so that's a -4 on that saving throw, so that just puts him at +1. Yeah, you could absolutely scry on him if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, heck yeah.
How do I?
So I have to roll something, so give me just 10 seconds while I pull up his stat block. So he gets +1 to this, so he gets a 16, Shalla.
He beats it.
He beats it. Does he? What's your spell save? Is it just 15?
15.
Oh, gosh darn it. Proficiency modifiers, man. Well, there's an Easter egg for you anyways. Yeah, it kind of... We'll say your ritual snaps into focus as the lines on the Vale, the golden lines, kind of start to radiate with a light that even with your eyes closed and the orb in your lap, you can notice the glow coming off of it. And your eyes go cloudy with lightning behind them. And you're in another place. You're above the city of Aenstrian. And it's amazing from the ground level. From 400 feet in the air, it is astounding. The mass of stone and organization all walled in and full of people. It's just it's you knew that they lived a different
Like nothing
lifestyle.
she's ever seen.
Yeah, you know they lived a different lifestyle, but knowing it and seeing it's an entirely different thing. And you're seeing it in a way that most Aenstrians have never even seen it. You know, from flat, from high overhead. And as you think hard about this gentleman that Vargo kind of described to you, focusing on this arrow to try to pull you to him in space, it focuses hard in on the key, the waterfront district that you guys were at, and then it kind of statics and goes out, and then your eyes open and you're back in your room. So it
didn't really work.
It doesn't really work. You're fairly comfortable that he's somewhere out in the waterfront, but
Okay.
yeah, not sure where exactly though. Yeah, and as you are doing that, I will say that you who are you looking for?
Just someone we got in a fight with earlier today.
Oh, him. Yes, he was interesting, wasn't he?
What do you know about him?
Only what you know about him and what I saw. He was quite good with that bow. Maybe better than your friends.
Must have been trained very well.
I'm curious what his interest is in you all, though.
No idea. They just attacked us.
Was it an attack or was it a test? I have to wonder, because you all are quite capable, I must say, even Even one such as I have to admit it.
How would anyone know we're even here? Why would they attack us?
Well, that is a question, isn't it? And he was quite effective at making sure that you, didn't get a chance to find that out. The way he silenced his, compatriots. So callously.
Yes.
Do you ever get the feeling you're...
How do you know about this? You're in there.
Oh, little human girl, you are quite perceptive, but you are nothing compared to the eyes in the darkness. I see far and at all times. Even into your world.
What are the eyes in the darkness?
It's an expression where I'm from. The eyes in the darkness are a great distance through the known and the unknown that my type are known for seeing into. It's hard to hide yourself from us.
What are you?
What am I? I was a
Yes.
queen among my people.
Who are your people?
Now that she knows she's not exactly crazy, she's like, who is this person? Why are they in here?
My people call themselves the Court of Ink. They are a civilized... Yes, the Court of Ink. They're a civilized folk. Well-mannered and cultured. You'll find many in my homeland who are not quite as so.
Where is your home?
Where
You
indeed.
don't seem like you're from here.
Shalla, roll me a persuasion check.
That is a straight D20. Ah, damn.
Shalla can be very persuasive.
Yes, she sure can. Let me look at one thing. 1 second.
Right?
Da-da-da-da.
I don't know what I'm gonna be.
Do you remember what I said to you the other day? Before we came here?
I'm not sure. A lot has happened since then.
I said a little place of home, a little piece of home, come to find me. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember where we were?
We were... Were we in it, or did we just find the crevice?
You were in it, yeah.
Ah. Yes, we were in that... I was going to call it a cafe.
Oh, man. I forgot.
What?
I was gonna have her roll deception, but her charisma is horrifying.
Oh, is it in the negatives?
It is in the negatives.
Damn. I'm not even in the negatives.
Just like
I'm
me.
Just zero, though.
This darkness you're trying to destroy comes from my homeland.
The Shadowfell?
Yes. I ruled over my court a large portion of the Shadowfell before I was plucked away by your friend with the hunger so deep in the woods and enslaved in this crystal.
You're enslaved.
I ruled my court, and now I am bound to you. For now. Someday, when I'm free, I will show this world the civility of my court. She says that with enough cut to know that
It is not civil.
not in that situation. Don't feel too bad. She is a banshee. It's not like...
Oh, okay.
At least it seems like she likes you.
Right?
God.
Shalla's just curious about all this. Like, she's never encountered anything quite like that.
Heck yeah.
You're role playing the hell out of it.
Thanks.
She is a fantastic person at this. But, yeah,
Oh.
she goes quiet after that. Someday I'll show you.
Shalla just kind of oh. I'm not sure if I want to see it. But thank you.
She doesn't answer. She just, goes fully quiet. But yeah, if you guys are good, you guys can all go ahead and take a long rest. No need to keep watch. We're in the, we're up here in a nice swanky hotel.
We're in the town.
Is there a way to... How do you attune items? It doesn't... I've got it equipped, but it's not giving me the bonus or lighting up the attune
Yeah,
thing.
give me just a second. It's goofy.
Are you doing Beyond?
No.
No, I'm doing that on
Gotcha.
Ford. Or whichever one it is. I always forget.
It's equipped,
Forge.
and then it's... I can't... Oh man, this is so goofy. Vargo, on your screen, can you right-click on that cogwheel next to it in the inventory? I can't. It clips it out of the...
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Hit the right click and then attune. That's weird. I've never
It's a little
never
goofy.
seen right clicking in this
Yeah,
before.
it's a little goofy. It is indeed a little goofy.
That didn't update my... I'm putting on the Ring of Protection and nothing's changing.
Oh, you know why? I know why. We'll adjust that after the campaign. I do know
Okay.
why. It's a problem I ran into myself recently. It does not work if you're wearing armor.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
good.
goofy. I found that out the hard way as well. After I spent a lot of money on one. Anywho, one thing I would like to do overnight is, can I get everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw? Shalla, you can do this advantage.
I already have advantage on wisdom saving throws.
You do.
That's what my thing says, but I think I only rolled one of them.
That's cool. Click
For
it
whatever
again.
reason.
Click it again because it's a 2.
Long wisdom.
Yeah, I know.
She is a wise caster. Holy cow. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's and then I
Much better. Much better. Much better. Okay, cool. Got Vargo and Shalla, and Scylla and Corvin. I gotcha. Cool. Yeah, as you guys are sleeping, it's a super comfortable experience. These beds are ridiculously soft, and the sheets are amazing, and it's just super comfy. The beds even have like a cantrip baked into it, where they're kind of a tiny little bit cool, and then if they get too cold, they immediately warm a little bit and go back to cool. And there's just a nice gentle like breeze blowing through at all times.
Where can I buy one of these?
Anywhere in the city, man. Well, the mattress store specifically, but as you guys are sleeping, Scylla, you hear thunder, and you find yourself floating in the air. It's dark. You're not floating. You're falling. You're falling gracefully, but you're falling. You look below you, and it's dark, but there doesn't seem to be anything below you. You look around. Do you want to make me a perception check, Scylla?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 23. 23 is awesome. There is so much nothing around you that you almost shake yourself out of whatever state you're in because your brain knows that it's not real. But as you go to try to fight the sensation, there are two massive, cutting blue eyes in front of you, and a clap of thunder before lightning spiders out all around in front of you and coalesces in the form of a female dragonborn that you recognize as the humanoid-sized version of your patron, Valoria.
Is there Avatar coming to talk to me, or?
My warrior, I lost track of you for a time.
Scylla immediately drops to a knee. I'm very sorry, Great Worm. I've been out trying to find the darkness that came to attack you.
And close you are, I believe. Close indeed. Close indeed. You've made it quite far. I'm impressed. It seems like you are on the correct path. What have you... Is it... I don't know how to ask. They didn't do much damage when they attacked the city, but it caused enough concern. People are talking. There are so many rumors abound. Even I cannot see what is going on. What attacked us?
The beings from a kind of a mirror shadow world.
She kind of huffs through her nose, and electricity crackles in the air around her. I see.
And it gives off a small ozone.
Yeah, for sure. But okay. And they're no. What's is it that they failed their? They failed with us, so they're just moving on to the next target, or what was the?
I really don't know yet. I don't know if it's the same group moving on or if it's something worldwide.
That's troubling. Okay, well, perfect. You are, like I said, I think you're the tricksy one that earned everyone's trust. She has to go. She's got her fingers in whatever this is. I can sense it. She hides herself from me. I've tried to look in on her.
Gee. Who are you talking to? What are you talking about?
She holds her hands out, and a life-size image of Maya appears before you. She is the one pulling the strings. However she's doing it, I do not know. She is the one that you are after. I do not know that she's the one responsible for us, but she is the one that can either bring us vengeance or bring you towards the person who that vengeance can be weighed upon. I don't know if she is the final step in the ladder or one of many, but she is a definite place to start aggressively questioning.
Understood.
I trust you, my child, and I am watching. And she fades into the blackness, and Scylla, you drift off into a deep and peaceful sleep. Not all dreams are bad. But, absolutely, with all that out of the way, you guys can all take your long rest. Anything you guys were attuning to by now is definitely attuned to. I'd say around enough time that the sun is fully. Well, no, actually, we'll go back a little bit farther. Right about sunrise, you guys come to a natural wake from your sleep. You're hard to press to tell if it was an auditory cue, but it's the type of thing where it's like one of those like alarm clocks that builds and builds and builds and like naturally wakes you up. You kind of get that feeling that something like that may have happened. And as you guys stir in your beds looking over, let's make it fair. Vargo and Corvin have seen this. So, in my head, Scylla and Shalla had the rooms that had a street view. Corvin and Vargo have similar balconies, but facing more inland towards Aenstria's heartland, and you guys are facing the water. And right at sunrise, the rooms are flooded with an almost purple light, as out in the bay, the sunlight is climbing over the horizon and passing through the blue stone island off the coast, projecting its light through. So you've got like this juxtaposition of the bright orange and then purple flooding in, filling the room. And as you guys wake, you're like I said, they've got a room service menu here, but they don't really have a proper restaurant of any type. But I figure if you guys wanted to find some food, Vargo or Corvin could probably get you guys pointed in the right direction. We can skip past that if you guys want to, though. It's your guys' choice.
I think I'm ready to get back at it. I'm really interested in learning about this sword and all sorts of stuff.
All right, cool. So we'll just do a little bit of a speed run through a couple things. So we will say for sure. What's up?
That's just me. I mean, everyone else, I don't want to speak for the party.
Well, and I'm kind of, I don't want to. The curse of DMing is spending 2 episodes shopping.
Gotcha.
We'll speed run through going back to the shop and picking up your plate armor, Scylla, and then we have a quiver for Corvin. I think I'm going to add that here in a little bit. Then we have anything else that we needed to pick up, just so I'm keeping my
some more of those tags. I don't know if that was.
Yeah, they'll have that. Yeah. So yeah, you guys get all this stuff taken care of, and Scylla, your armor is dope. It fits a little. It fits perfectly. For the 5 minutes that little gnome did measuring you up, he did a fantastic job of basically taking the kind of spiky draconic stylings that are like almost gothic of the plate armor that you guys had claimed, and had that resized down to fit your only slightly less imposing stature, because Scylla's still a big chunky lady. Would you guys get that all taken care of, and find your way up to the Hall of Storms, where Abhaile is waiting out front for you guys. Okay, good. You guys survived the night. Fantastic. I hope your all's rooms were to your liking.
Yeah, the
Yes,
crowds
they
were a
were
bit
nice.
rough outside. That
I would like to have 4 of these beds shipped to the island.
Well, people in
Shall
hell
I?
want ice water, so...
Again, you know who I am.
Um,
We'll see to have it done. Thank
just gonna let that one go.
you.
Corvin's pretty high on the social pecking order. She's higher.
Oh, this was what's her name? I'm sorry.
well, and hers isn't through birth; it's through like ability.
I am so sorry. I thought I was talking to the concierge because he gave us such attitude in the very beginning.
I think
God,
this fits. This fits Corvin. And she's.
Okay, well, now I don't feel like such an asshole. Well, now I feel like an asshole.
You feel like the appropriate amount. That's cool.
Cool.
The crowds were a little rough. What do you mean? Did you have trouble?
We were attacked by what seemed to be more of a strike team than marauders.
I wouldn't call it trouble.
Yeah,
They
it
were
was
down
a
there.
group of people armed with crossbows, and when we tried to capture some to question them, they were killed by an archer on the rooftops.
Okay, so... Oh, man. Okay. Hurry, come with me. This is new information. She's like walk and talk, like fast walk and talking right now. Okay, this is new information. They have not been organized whatsoever. They've just been a bunch of angry people grouped together with, yelling and throwing things. This is something different entirely. Siobhan needs to know about this right away. So she takes you guys back into that same domed room, and she says, okay, everybody, I don't have time to go through the boring sigil process. Crouch down just a tiny little bit, please. I don't want to singe anybody's hair. And she gives you guys just a couple seconds to crouch down before she casts Scorching Ray at a quite high level. And each one of the little beams of Scorching Ray hits a specific icon that she had used her mage hand to kind of press her way through before, simultaneously, and the room instantly teleports you guys. Okay. Hi, Arcanist. It appears the resistance is organizing itself. And almost like she hasn't moved since last time you guys saw her, sitting across the desk is the High Arcanist, Siobhan Razan. And she's organizing themselves, you say? Yes, they were apparently attacked last night. They had some quite the I guess.
Really good time.
Yeah, I guess skill set associated with them.
You'll tell her the story and show her the arrow.
Okay. She kind of looks at it. She's, well, it's nothing special. It's pretty, as they say, but it's nothing special. She's just turning it over in her hands. Hopefully this is nothing and just isolated situation. But we can handle this. Okay. So, all right. You guys have gotten... oh, and Adelai's looking at you, Vargo, and she's just holding her hand out.
Oh, I'll take the bag off my waist and hand it back to her.
Thank you. She'll hand you a handful of... enough to replenish your Identify tickets. Okay, perfect. We have sufficiently... we contacted Captain Teal, who's in off the coast of Miyamoto right now. We've given him just enough information to know that maybe don't trust Maya. We're going to let you guys handle this for right now, because he's not going to be able to do that quietly. I think you guys can handle this in a much more delicate way. Okay, so we've got a darkness on the island, and it's working with your boss, and we're going to stop it. Okay. We don't
Yeah,
know.
we think they're from the... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
We think they're from the Shadowfell, or related to it, at least.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, we did some research while we were in town.
Huh. She looks genuinely kind of perturbed. Like, God damn it, why didn't I think of that? Okay. Fantastic. Okay, we'll look into that, and we'll be in touch on that.
Can I do a history check to know how much Barnabas, does he dislike the government and the whole mage organization?
Yeah, roll me a history check. I like it.
13.
Barnabas likes to drink wine on occasion, and he likes to ramble when he drinks wine. And he's still pretty close to the chest about a lot of stuff. He's old as dirt, and he has seen some shit at some point that you're not sure why or what it was, but made him distrustful of the government. So he doesn't lend his... That's kind of the reason why he makes weird, useless knickknacks. He doesn't lend his service towards the government. He doesn't want to...
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be appreciative of me telling them that he came up with that.
But
that he would be a...
He probably wouldn't mind, but he wouldn't willingly tell them that, All
right, yeah, I'll just take credit for it.
That's fair. Yeah. So, okay, that is definitely something. So we will contact the Infinium and have them pull everything they've got on the Shadowfell and see if we can find anything that can maybe help us out or help you out, as it were. Okay, on to part number 2. Corvin, that sword that you have belonged to a Cadenzi named... what was his name here? I know his last name. The first name was Matteson Rowe. Matteson is spelled with an M, and he was a warrior for the Cadenzi about 350 years ago, when the Cadenzi was first formed. There's really not much about him here, and what limited information they were able to give me. He was a soldier. There was not much going on. We weren't really in expansion mode at the time. The Cadenzi really started to get kind of ramped up in use when we started pushing northward into the Meyermerk. But yeah, this is in any event, sorry, he went missing and was presumed lost or killed at some point. His blade was never recovered, obviously. But he was a fine swordsman, but nothing of note. He wasn't from any especially high-class families. So I wish I had more information for you, but maybe not having a bunch of information is just as good as having... It could be worse. There's definitely more dangerous people out there whose progeny could be way more lethal. God forbid you ever met the... Yeah, God forbid you ever encountered the...
fancy new sword, or she comes back for it, she'll have to pry it out of my cold, dead hands.
Challenge accepted. I feel like I've been issued a challenge. So, roll initiative, Corvin.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be long.
One-on-one.
More fun.
But, okay. So, here's the ultimate question.
I forgot the number one rule of D&D. Don't give the DM ideas.
Oh, the DM had this idea since the moment you picked it up. Anywho, so the important question is, where do you want to be returned to?
Can we be returned to where we? I guess that's true. That room that this was.
I mean,
We got business with Maya.
Correct. I mean,
Yeah,
where
we-
on the island is... Because while we are gifted with teleportation, there are certain limitations to it, so it can't just be anywhere, if you know what I mean. So I need a place that you're connected with to the point where you have a either something from the location or a place that you know super well.
how about that?
Preferably a thing from the place.
That gate we found. Didn't that have some sort of?
I have a knife from that space beneath Maya's house.
That was Anna's house, but yeah. Oof.
Yeah, duh.
Wait, do we? Sorry, do we want to go straight to Maya or try to go into the part of the Shadowfell that we saw before we got teleported here?
Well,
I'm
above,
betting that.
above
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
so above the table, while it was kind of partially the Shadowfell coming in, that would still be on this plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you do have that necklace from there that you got, Vargo.
No, we can go to the surface of the island if I just wanted to check about that. I also have the spell scroll of teleport to Bone Gondola.
Oh,
We
that's
could always-
right.
That might be useful for
I
us.
was. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, how would you like to learn a spell scroll so you can teleport to these islands at any time you want?
Oh, I mean, we are
Another
already.
location?
We're already actually on the way. Almost the day you guys landed, we started establishing a teleportation circle there in Tekor Harbor. So, a little bit of time and that'll be completed. The question was, we could take you there easily to Tekor Harbor. We could take you there extraordinarily easily. But
Just where?
I mean, maybe going to Granny's place wouldn't be a bad idea.
okay.
Tell her about everything.
And this scroll will take you there?
Near age.
Okay. Where did you find the scroll?
We got it. Was this the one we ended up killing, right?
No, it was just kind of like in a cranny,
Oh,
like
okay.
shoved in there.
Yeah, we found it on the island and saw someone else use one like it to teleport somewhere we don't know the whereabouts of.
Okay, so
That one is supposed to go to a gondola made out of bone that we encountered.
I gotcha. Okay, that's weird. Okay. Okay, this will work, actually. This will work. And let me, sorry, one more time. I have to pull up one more thing. We can go there, and we can go there without it taking up your scroll, I believe.
That'd be great.
So if you don't mind, can I just see it for just a moment?
Sure.
Actually, yeah, perfect. With this having an associated object, Vargo, do you want to roll me, because, you're the one, do you want to roll me a D100, sir?
Okay. I think that's pretty good.
It's really good, because you needed to get 1 through 100 to get this to land on target, thank God.
What?
Yeah, it's actually, so teleporting to a permanent circle or a place that you have an object from is the only way to have a guaranteed teleport. If you are just very familiar, you've got chances of screwing up and hurting yourself or going somewhere completely random.
Actually,
it goes down from there sharply.
the campaign ended because they got stuck in the ocean for 4 teleports and then got super off track of the plot.
Oh my gosh. Heck yeah. Oh, I've always wanted to, if somebody messed up a teleport in one of my games, I wanted to send them to one location. And if they ever messed up a teleport in any subsequent game or that one ever again, it was always going to be back to that same location, and it was going to be a fairly hostile,
That's awesome. I love the idea of 3 campaigns later, and hey, guess what? Do you remember 6 years ago when we teleported and landed in this spot?
Yeah.
And it was out. Guess who's back?
It's just going to be the bird people's place on the cliffs under the Shantathi's area. It's just going to... every time. So these bird people are just really pissed off that every 15 years or so, random people, random white folks, just show up in their place. How many times...
Man, this neighborhood's going to shit. Random white folk just be popping up everywhere.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson? But anyways, yeah, she gathers you guys around and light surrounds you guys, and you guys have that feeling of the ground being pulled out from under you as you guys are zipped through, not time, I mean kind of time and space, and funk, you appear and get just immediately hit in the gut with the punch of humidity from the island that you kind of forgot was a thing for a day.
Can we go back?
And you guys are
slowly go over and wipe the sweat off his forehead.
You guys are standing on the center of the little gazebo thing in the middle of the woods, remembering that Anna's house is just a little ways behind you guys. And Adelaide, as she appears there as well, looks around and she's, oh, this is quite interesting, actually. You said a bone gondola, but this is just really, really old marble. It looks almost like it came from Austria. Interesting.
What? Why are there so many things from Austria here?
Well, I don't know that it is, but it looks like... And she, kind of kneels down and pulls a long, thin stiletto from her boot and just chips off a piece. She's like, I'm going to look into this a little bit. This is just a curiosity, but... interesting. Have you found any other architecture like this on the island?
I don't think so.
Did we underneath, in the Shadowfell area? Yeah. Or not?
The Shadowfell architecture was... If it was going to be close to anything, it would be close to Aenstrian architecture, but it still was weird and different. And
okay.
But heck yeah, we are back on the island of Miyamoto, just outside of Nicaranu, and that is, I think, a perfect place to call it for the week. Next week we're going to have Jet back at the table, so heck yeah, we can start lockpicking things instead of breaking everything open.